Good morning. Today we're going to look at using the agent to find a good options trade on, we'll do NVDA. Let's pick NVDA. So first what I like to do, I like to do a technical analysis. So I'll do a technical analysis NVIDIA. Just let the agent process the information. Now the agent does use real market data. And we're going to look for an options trade this morning using this. It does not just search websites, it looks at the actual candlestick data, the actual market data for a given ticker. So we have NVIDIA, it's rebounded from recent lows and it's trading near top of today's range. So let's see, we got some key indicators for our moving averages. It's trading slightly below the 50-day SMA. It's above the 200-day SMA, so the long-term uptrend is still intact, but there's some short-term weakness. So we have a little bit of volatility here. Our RSI range is neutral, so there's some recent pullback and stabilization. Our MACD line is likely below the signal, but flattening, suggesting momentum is stabilizing after a correction. So here we got our support and resistance levels. Immediate support is 173. Major support is 169. Immediate resistance is 183, and major resistance is 190 to 195. With 207 being a 52-week high. So when we look at our volume and momentum analysis, volume remains elevated, averaging about 225 million. Recent days are about 180 to 320 million, confirming strong institutional interest. Momentum reached recent bounces from around 173 to 175. Area shows buyers stepping in, but upside momentum is not yet decisive. There's no clear chart patterns or geometric patterns shown on NVIDIA, on a daily time frame in the last 90 days. Trading signals and actionable insights. So bullish is above 185 at close, above the 50-day SMA would confirm renewed upward momentum. Neutral range is 173 to 185. Expect choppy trading, wait for a breakout. And bearish is below 173. So these are some levels that you can mark on your charts, if you're using TradingView or Thinkorswim or whatever your charting platform is. These are some levels you can mark on your charts, or just kind of make a mental note of and kind of watch. And then there's a summary table that provides all that information. And so, provides you this action plan. So if you're an aggressive trader, consider buying on a breakout above 185 with the stop below 173. Conservative traders wait for a decisive move above 190 or a retest of the 160, 170 for long entries. The risk is high volatility, so position sizing and stop losses are critical. And so let's analyze some options on NVIDIA. So if we look at the options, so it's going to recommend, a covered call, a cash secured put, and a vertical spread. And so I'm interested here in the vertical spread. And the reason why is because this is a risk-reduced trading strategy. So it limits risk and benefits from high IV, reduces capital outlay, and strike suggestions. So it's recommending that we buy the 180 call and sell the 185 call. So that's a bull call spread, and expiration with 2 to 4 weeks out. Max profit if NVIDIA closes above 185. Max loss is limited to the net debit. So the reason why it's recommending that is because it's a high IV environment, which means the options are expensive and selling premium strategies are favored. Directional risk is NVIDIA is volatile, and spreads in covered positions help manage risk. because it's so volatile and because the IV is so high, doing a long call could be risky because you could get a long call and get it in the money and suffer IV crush and theta decay and still lose money. So you got to watch out for the Greeks, especially in options. And so it's going to provide you these entry, exit, and stop loss points, right? And so it's going to recommend that you sell that you sell the calls and sell puts, or enter a vertical spread at these strikes. So it's recommending selling credit spread strategies. And so it provides these profit loss scenarios, for the different things. So let's recommend vertical spread strategy. So I've asked it for this vertical spread strategy, and what is telling me is a bull call vertical spread. So it's recommending you buy the 180 call and you sell the 185 call with the expiration 2 to 4 weeks out, like it did up above. And it provides why this spread. And this is the important thing about the agent is, it's not just telling you follow this trade. It's telling you why you should make this trade. And what is the value of this trade? What is the risk of this trade? And what are your profit loss scenarios? So why this trade? Or why this spread rather? Risk is defined. Max loss is the net premium paid. Profit potential. Max profit if NVDA closes above 185 at expiration. Implied volatility context. Moderate IV means spreads are not overly expensive and bullish momentum is supported by high delta. Entry and exit points. Enter when NVIDIA is near 180 and momentum is positive, so above 180 support. Exit. Take profit if NVIDIA approaches 185 before expiration. Cut loss if NVIDIA falls below 175 or momentum turns bearish. Profit loss scenarios. Max profit is 185 or minus 180 minus the net premium paid. So typically $2 to $3 per spread. Achieved if NVIDIA closes at or above 185 at expiration. Max losses, the net premium paid, occurs if NVIDIA closes at or below 180 at expiration. Break even is 180 plus net premium paid. And then it has your risk analysis breakdown, which, your defined risk is loss limited to premium paid, and your assignment risk is minimal as both legs are covered, and your time decay works in your favor if NVIDIA rises quickly, but it works against you if it drops quickly. And so it provides this summary table to kind of show you your long call and your short call, what action to take, what strikes to get, and your expiration suggested. And the value of this is not only did it recommend a trade, it broke down the trade in entirety to give you a full understanding of what you're doing, why you're doing, when to exit, both in the bad scenario and the good scenario, because the market can move against you. And so it gives you both sides of the story to watch out for before you even get into the trade. And that is the value and the power of the agent.